What is that? What am I looking at? Ghost staircase? Can I fix it? I tried focusing on it. So we're back to these.
The journey to Helheim is never a
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to Hell, you may find it guarded by a giantess. She will ask your name. She will ask your lineage. She will ask your business. The Northmen tell of the warrior woman Brynhild, who leapt into fire and rode to Hell to join her slain love Sigurd, and is challenged by the giantess.
That was my bad. I didn't mean to make the two lines overlap each other. They just gave me the thing to interact with right when the other character started talking. I'm getting sounds over here. Whoa. So we got the perspective that lined up the shadows, so it became a proper staircase. So we still have some perspective tricks. That'll make an X at the right angle, right? Yeah. There we go. Doesn't seem very S-worthy. Shaped all wrong, isn't it?
Senua.
Oh, is it gonna be the one thing each time? Until it makes every shape? What is it though? Why is it shaped like that in the first place? Oh yeah, there it is. I thought that bow looked like it was part of the last symbol. That chevron. We've got it. You hide anything out here? Maybe? I don't know, this looks kind of glitchy. I can't tell quite if this is a secret or not. Her hand's going through it. Hey.
Oh, Senua. Your father does not hate me. He just fears the souls in the underworld. He cannot see that they are already afraid. But I am their healer, and I must answer their cries for help, even if it displeases him.
We see her everywhere. Even in here. Okay, yeah, now she's aligned correctly. I think her hand was passing through the wall last time. Now this looks less like it's glitched. I was a little worried that because the animation looked a little off, I was a little worried that maybe I wasn't supposed to walk on that, and maybe I was gonna fall through or something. But we're fine.
Hela possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Half black and half flesh colored. Whoops. What are these spikes even out here in the river? How do they get out here? Whoa. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Watch your step. Anyone else? I have actually reached the point where I'm a little bit thinking of Mass Effect. Takes very little prompting for my head to go there, I suppose. I'm just seeing the bodies on spikes.
The gate is opening.
Who is it? It's coming.
That song again.
Is it? Is it? Is it?
It's Hela.
Yes, the source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
I'm sorry. I can't watch this.
What are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it.
She's scared. She's scared.
Get up. Get up. Get up and fight.
How the hell do you fight that?
Stormy seas and lost souls.
She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears,
As seen by our inner eye.
But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering.
It can all be
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
do it. Come on. Dare.
Maybe don't?
When you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined. Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. It is real. Listen to it. She
Don't give up.
Dillian. It's
Not like this.
It can't be. It's not real. It is real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in me, Senua?
No, it's not. It's a trick. She knows he's here. It's a trick. He's already dead. He knows he's here. He can't be here. It's impossible. Dillian.
Come to me. Please.
The light. Go towards the light. It's him. There he is. It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind. No, he's here. It's in your mind. It's real. It's happening. Go towards it.
I know that the arguments are usually inherently self-defeating, so they don't really have a point. Oh, hey, it's that clump of rock, then the same clump of rock. They don't generally have a goal, so they just loop and just try to paralyze you. But when they're sitting there saying, like, it's a trick, don't go there, the alternative is doing nothing. They don't pose action, they only pose inaction. I realized that mirror we were holding is the thing that's been having the glowing glyph that is maybe my health bar, but I'm not sure. And that is absolutely ahead. We got a really good look at it when she was holding it during that past scene. And that is absolutely ahead. It's reached my elbow. Kind of unavoidable though. I've only died once of my own control. This is unfortunately kind of the suffering Olympics for her.
There it is. You're imagining things. It's Dillian. He's gone. You would go slow.
They saw all the stuff that happened to Lara Croft in her first reboot game, and they're like, we got you. Hold my beer.
Where are you going?
We can make our girls suffer way more.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father, Zinbal, made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
You're getting stronger.
She is getting stronger. She's recovering somehow. He's obviously up there, but what's over here? Wow, she really is everywhere.
Senua, there will be times that you will feel alone and exhausted, like a strange little fish swimming against the tides of the big ocean. But have the faith to let go and let the tide carry you away. Because the whole ocean is your home, and it does not ask you to swim against it.
Already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. It's pointless. It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind. There he was. The lone figure of a boy. Swordplay under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him.
He's there, under the tree.
To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The gloom lifted, and for the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
You can see him.
There he is.
Come on, you have to keep
Dillian is waiting.
All the rocks around here look so similar to basalt columns, but just enough strangeness in how they're like all globbed together and misshapen. But the visual's definitely there. It's a proper structure. There's grates and everything. That suggests some kind of plumbing. Seems there's options abound. Look at that. That's new. So on top of the great tree in the distance that has the light on it, there's also this. Some big building seemingly inaccessible from here.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
It's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real. Different.
You want to believe it's real, but it's a trick. You're deluded. Where are you going?
Where is she going?
What is she following?
You can't even fight. It's just deception.
How does he so effortlessly court the world and bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
I mean, now it definitely extra feels like it might be a trap. Is it the Whomping Willow?
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zenua's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one?
Well, I watched you, and...
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
Me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who is supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel it.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here!
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone!
You will die here.
No!
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is he not real? Is he there?
You're alone in these mountains.
Is that Dillian?
Nothing lives here.
You won't survive.
You met him by the tree.
She met him by the tree.
Maybe it's a sign, the tree.
What's he trying to tell you?
This might actually be the best performance ever recorded in a video game. I feel like David Cage is going to spend the next 20 years still trying to catch up with where this game is. Oh, what are you? No interaction. Looks like I'm on the inside of a mouth, which is not a welcome visual. There's more of them. Ah, it's one of these.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
You gotta be careful. You eventually hit an edge where it starts to get quieter. But usually you can keep exploring while it's playing.
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
I mean, I won't spoil it, but I've read this story already. Is there a part 3 around here? I think the roots are keeping me from accessing that side of the island. Deliberately. There's more and more of those. A weird spike at the end of a little mouth-shaped indentation. There it is. Seems I should have gone this way first.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around...
No, it's the first. It's the same one from before. Whoops.
Odin comes and thrusts
My
his
bad.
sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try. The sword.
My bad. Didn't realize I was back at the first one.
Sigurd plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast.
Oh, that looks happy. Yeah, let's go right in there.
Not a warm.
What a great idea.
King Sigurd captures Sigmund.
That's where
and
we
his
came
brothers,
from.
Steals his coveted sword and readies them for execution.
Demon souls, right? Coming on a beach. Countless spikes that are taller than you are of varying sizes. Then you walk into this kind of tree-shaped hall.
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillian left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Gods! Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands, where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the shard.
Go to the shards.
What's the shard? Find it.
It's the metal runestones.
It's in front of you. Find it.
The Slayer of Gods.
You need that.
Grammar.